You are listening to The Guide, entertainment.ie's weekly TV podcast with Fiona Flynn and David O'Shaughnessy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Guide podcast with David O'Shaughnessy and myself, Fiona Flynn. And this podcast we're very excited about because we get to talk about Catastrophe, which we both are in love with.
And think is the best show on television.
Yeah, and so it's basically...
Not the best show on television. Let's not forget.
Well, it's not the best show, but it's...
The best show currently on television.
Yeah, out of that kind of genre of TV shows that, you know, the UK are producing, then yeah, it probably is the best at the moment. For those that haven't seen it before, I guess a quick rundown.
Yeah.
And like, even though I guess if you haven't seen it before, we probably will end up spoiling a lot of it. So
I made two people watch the first episode and second episode during the week, and just they didn't need an update.
Yeah.
Because it really, like, there's like 15-20 seconds at the start that tells you what happens in the first
exactly, yeah. I think
season.
it is good to see there, even watching the second episode there, it was good to know the background of them. So yeah, the quick background, I guess, is she is an Irish school teacher living in London.
Yep.
She meets this American businessman. They have like a 1 week stand, I guess,
Yeah.
holiday fling. She ends up pregnant, and the whole way through the first season, they're expecting this baby.
and
it's all
giving
about,
it a go.
yeah, them trying to make it work long distance, and then him moving over. Well, that's mostly it, him moving over. Really.
Yeah, and seeing how it works and if
Yeah.
it does work, and that's being that. And it's a funny, like, 21st century look at romance and
Yeah.
parenthood and relationships.
But I think it sounds funny even describing that pretense to other people. It sounds so like kind of, it's your typical rom-com sitcom.
It could be actual bullshit, because there was a show a few years ago on, was it Channel 4, Nylon? And it was like a 2 part something like that, which did a whole, he's in New York, she's in London, they're having a go at romance. And it wasn't bad, but it wasn't exceptional.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember it, but
I
that's
remember,
about it.
yeah, I remember when I was the first like writing the TV highlight for Catastrophe way back, and I was pretty excited to see Sharon Horgan was in it, but a part of me was like, oh god, they're going to do another UK sitcom. It's going to be that sort of, that kind of, that laugh you have when you're watching something that's mildly entertaining.
Yeah, you're
like,
watching it for half an hour, and at the end you go,
Yeah, it's like, well, I didn't really lose out on anything by watching that, but, I didn't really gain anything.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, straight away into Catastrophe, like, the writing and everything, their whole dynamic between the pair of them is brilliant. But, like, it's written by the stars who are called Sharon and Rob in it as well. And
just makes things easier.
yeah, it really does, yeah. But yeah, it's like, I think, Sharon Horgan is just like, her star is rising constantly, but this show is just, I think, definitely been a huge winner for her.
Yeah, well, this has also led to her getting picked up by HBO.
Yeah.
Divorce.
Did this lead to that, or did that coincidentally happen at the same time?
I think, I'm not sure, you'd have to ask Sharon.
I
Your whole pal.
Yeah.
No,
We're not pals.
No.
Yet.
Yet. This podcast can just get places. It's going to be so good. No, I think I'd say Catastrophe was written and a pilot was made, and maybe they saw that and she was writing at the same time. And she's so talented, and she's constantly banging things out. And I doubt it was a case that she's writing Catastrophe so much that she probably didn't have time. So it was like, again, she wrote a pilot with a brief for HBO, and I guess probably saw that, like, her other stuff is really funny and doing well, and look how on the moment she is with things that they're probably like,
because the pilot for HBO is going to be like the first TV show that Sarah Jessica Parker has starred in since Sex and the City, and like they're starting filming, I think, the end of this year. But yeah, that's going to be really exciting.
That's huge, and
I think
that takes off, she is like bank
that's
for
it.
life.
She's made,
But back to Catastrophe.
Yeah. And it's also it's Rob Delaney's kind of first proper gig.
Big
really.
thing, yeah. He made a move over here. He was kind of ish known. Like I know him for being like Twitter funny.
Twitter, but that's literally how he made his name, through Twitter. Like, I think he's one of the first comedians who used the kind of medium of Twitter to actually become famous, and that was his whole thing.
Well, successful,
Yeah. Well, no, wasn't he was just like a regular Joe, I think, and started being funny and being a comedian, and then...
No, yeah, and I think I know he was the
And
American.
now he's who he is.
Yeah, I think like at the American comedy scene is very different. Like, they've not struggled, but I don't know if he was doing as well. I mean, he's moving over here, and I don't know if he just became mates with Sharon Horgan and they started writing, getting on well together. But he's also on like all those Have I Got News For You, 8 out of 10 Cats, and everyone he's on, he's like a solid. Like when you sit down and you watch an episode of one of those shows and you're like, oh, who's in the panel? And you're like, oh, mwah. And Robert Downey's on, you're like, oh, Rob Delaney's on this, great. Like he's something that you're like, good, I'm in good hands now, this is going to be funny.
And he's like a lot funnier, and I actually was reading this earlier, but someone was saying how he's so much funnier in person when you see him in life than even on Twitter.
Oh my God.
His jokes on Twitter are great, but I remember even the first time being like, Oh yeah, I was because his humor is so dark on Twitter, and now that I've sort of, and I think it's one of those things that you see him in like on stage, and you're like, oh, you get his humor straight away.
Yeah.
When I was reading it on Twitter, like, and I wouldn't be in any way kind of prudish about these things, but just like, Jesus, like it's a pretty dark joke. But then he says it, like you see him deliver it, and you're like, oh no, it's perfect. Like, he can get away with saying anything at all he wants, and it's hilarious. So.
Yeah, and I feel like I was a fan of him, but now having like seen him do things and I know his voice and how he does things, reading his Twitter is even more funny.
Yeah, because you read it as him then. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the pair of them now are back in season 2, which totally messed with our minds.
Oh my god, the opening of season 2, I was like, what? So nothing happened?
Yeah.
I'd like
it's like
very
if it was a book, you want to go back in the pages going like, did I miss a season?
Did a chapter fall out?
Yeah,
was there a misprint or what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
So for those that haven't seen it, they just basically went 4 years ahead. Out of nowhere.
4 or 3?
3. What's the little boy?
I think they said they have 2 kids under 3. So I think he only must be.
They did. Yeah, you're right.
And they're both the 3 people in the house still wearing nappies, and she's one of them.
Yeah.
So I think it must be only like 2.5, maybe 2 years.
Yeah,
from
not long, anyway.
And she does say that she got pregnant pretty much straight away after the kid happened.
Yeah,
but that's obviously not possible because the kids do. But yeah. So timeline is a bit blurred, but they do it. They open with a jump from like when we last saw just Sharon going into labor. So there was. Because even I couldn't remember when I was watching the series. I was like, oh, I should have really rewatched season 1. Because it's totally worth a rewatch. Like, you would still get it.
Yeah.
And find it just as funny, like, a 4th time around. Because I have watched it, like, 3 times, I think, at least. But didn't need to, so I was confused. And then, obviously, it was like, Penny, hey, hello, you've fallen on the ground. I shall pick you up now. You are mine. And I understand that you've done a time jump. And great. I think it's like when the kid walks in the pilot that you're like, yes.
Yeah. I was because I got in about 10 minutes late to watch it, so I had to watch the first 10 minutes at the end to go back and watch it before OD. No. So I was watching it initially and I was like, why is she holding a baby? And then I was like, well, that's the baby. And then he was holding another son and I was like, the whole time I was like, she must have had a son from a previous relationship and that just came out in the first 10 minutes. I was like, and then it all slowly came together at the end when she was talking about it. But it's great how they tackle so many serious issues as well.
Oh my God.
Not to get all, whatever tokenism about it, but like the postnatal thing is great because it's just so like, I don't know, here's this, funny, confident woman dealing with postnatal depression, and it's not like the only thing that's going on with her, and it's this like dark, dreary thing. It's like, I don't connect with my kid, that's just how it goes. And then it's like, oh, I am connecting with the kid, so I had a glass of wine to celebrate. It's just so like, I think
open the champagne, actually.
I can't imagine what it's like to actually go through something like that, but I feel like watching something, it's like, okay, let's not take it so seriously, so I'm not connecting with my child right now. It's actually, I can relax about it. And then like even the season before when they were dealing with the Down syndrome stuff, and it's just taking a topic which, like, they're not in any way taking the piss out of it, but they just find this really unique way of handling it that makes it sort of kind of really true to life, but also looking at the dark humor in it all as well.
Exactly, They both of them, I don't know where they've honed their skills, but I guess it's Rob Delaney being the Bostonian and Sharon Horgan being like having Irish genes. They both have this probably like can walk that thin line of dark humor really, really well, but know how to like be emotive about it.
Yeah,
the way to tap into people's empathy. Yeah. It's really unique, and I think they're great at it. Yeah,
I'd say hopefully now. See, part of me wants Sharon Horgan to go on to the US and do amazing things, but then I want more Catastrophe too. So
yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling like one thing that British sitcoms and comedies tend to do better, and it's like British/Irish, I don't know, what you're calling it, would do better than their US counterparts is that they know their run, and they kind of there's always someone who goes, look, we've had like through how many seasons of there were like of Father Ted? Like there was only 3. Yeah. And I think like what IT Crowd was a bit longer, but like they know even things like Fawlty Towers.
Exactly.
Yeah. They know they're like, look, and they kind of trust in the writers producers to be like, look, we've been doing it for a while. We know we've got 18 episodes. We know that's not a lot, but we kind of think we've run our course and let's leave it on a high and have a prestige thing that we can always be like, here's our here's what we do. Whereas other shows like let's say Friends could have ended after season 6.
If only it had. It's like dragging a dead horse with some of these American comedies. You're like, please, like again, he's already dead. But it's like, it is just so ridiculous. Like with Friends, how at the end they all became pretty much caricatures of like their former selves that were hilarious. Like I can't even watch the last 2 seasons now without cringing. But I don't think Catastrophe is going to go down that route. I would love to see like, I don't know. I think you're right. They might just do this season I would love they did a Christmas special or something, because I just feel like they'd be a hilarious family with all the other kind of
Oh my
outside
God.
characters that are in it as well.
Yeah.
Like Carrie Fisher is amazing. As
She's
the
brilliant.
mother-in-law.
I mean, that I don't know how they got that. I guess it's a coup because she's in the UK doing Star Wars.
Yeah.
And that I don't know how they convinced her. How did they say that? I'm pretty sure. I think it was in an interview somewhere that Sharon Horgan had something to do with it, but I can't remember the details of it. But I mean, I think they were all just like shocked when she said yes.
Yeah.
Maybe like she just thought it was funny and was like, "This is great."
Yeah,
And let's
wanted to
deal
get
with
on
it.
board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's fantastic in it.
Yeah.
The brother is fantastic in it.
Oh yeah,
The
who
brother-
is he?
Jonathan, I can't remember his surname right now. You'd know him from UK and Irish like productions and things like that.
Yeah.
I think he's a bit more a theatre background and stuff like that. But great, like absolutely great, like very much like an Irish brother.
I was about to say he's so an Irish brother.
Yeah.
Like when on the second episode they're on the phone and he's like asking her to do something and she's like no, and hangs up and he's like dickhead and throws his phone away.
And I
He
was,
just goes back to his laptop, but it's just like
Yeah.
that's, I guess, I mean that's siblings all over the world, not necessarily just Ireland. But
No.
it's just that sort of, I know it's kind of the abusiveness and then the love that's together.
yeah,
Like, you know.
I don't know. I think a lot of people would like, well, Irish people would definitely be like like hanging up and then saying "fuck off" to your phone and
Yeah.
throwing it is something that a lot of us would do. And I
But
don't
like not
think
even
that's
thinking
a
twice
universal
about
thing.
it, like, you know, just
Yeah.
oh, fuck you, yeah.
Yeah. And everyone again, it's so good. There's too many characters. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so will it
Serial killer
continues-
husband guy who's just hilarious, but not actually a serial killer right
Yeah.
now. Was the Scottish guy who's
Yeah,
just
Mark
married
Bernard,
to
yeah.
the woman from Extras who's brilliant in it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She hasn't been in it that much. I'm hoping
Yeah.
there's more of her because I think she's great and she was great in the first season.
Mm.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what they've done because I like, because it could have been very much the same. It could have been like, oh, let's just continue on and Sharon's in labour and they're dealing with a newborn.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. I like that they had the confidence to just go, okay, we're going to have a new kid on top of having a thing and we actually own a house and we're trying to be
Yeah.
a functioning family, and it creates new ideas and stuff like that rather than continuing on and hoping that the jokes
Yeah.
come along. So like, yeah, I know I'm confident, I'm hopeful for like a third series. I don't know if they'd jump to the kids being
I don't know,
older.
yeah. I think because Sharon Horgan, I think both of them, so when they're writing it, they wrote a lot from their own experience.
Yeah.
I think Sharon did have a similar experience in like kind of meeting someone, not late on, she's not that old or anything, but kind of late 30s. And it was sort of a similar, now this could be totally wrong, but I remember reading something as in like the story kind of basically followed loosely how her
Yeah.
life had gone with
Yeah.
having kids fast. So I think now it's sort of like up to date with like maybe both of them having young
Families,
kids,
yeah.
you know, that way. And
Yeah.
which is great because it's like at least they probably went back to write the second season and go like, okay, well, you know, let's go with the material that's fresh in our heads now.
Yeah.
Like trying to survive with young kids and relationships or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe a third season could. I'm sure. I don't know.
Like,
There's
I
so
can't-
many ways I could go. With
I
it,
know,
though. Like,
I-
there's 6 episodes and they're half an hour in each one. Like they could
Yeah.
expand on it so much more than they
yeah,
already
I
have.
don't see the wheels coming off it. You know, but
No,
like,
exactly,
it's too
yeah.
good. There's just too much talent involved.
Yeah.
Again, sorry, but like again, a Christmas special would be amazing just to see like the two families around at Christmas table and how they would
Carrie
deal
Fisher
with that.
wrecking shit everywhere.
Yeah, she'd even fucking come. Not that Carrie Fisher wouldn't, but the mother would have like.
Yeah.
And like, the other thing, like with the dad's dementia, that's a
Oh, I
thing they're going to
know,
touch
yeah.
on, and obviously it's going to grow over the season. I don't know what else that well, Rob's like the woman in work
Oh yeah.
thing
that's
and that whole
hilarious.
thing. Like, it's funny because like I don't know, like did you watch it by yourself or did you watch it with people?
No, I watched it by myself.
I watched the first episode by myself. I watched the first and then second with people to watch the second, and such differences of opinion between male and females in the room about different things. It's a real it's one of those shows. It's like, apart from being funny, because it's so true to life, people really like bond to the characters and judge them. And so like one of my friends was like, I'm really judging Rob for like his flirting with the French thing for his bathroom visit and things like that. And I was like, oh, what else is he supposed to do? He's like, and like, like people really, we had like an argument about
Oh really?
something like that, just because we're
I was like, we didn't sleep with her, he's fine.
that's my point.
You know,
And I thought like,
we all have a harmless flirt from time to time.
yeah, exactly.
You know?
Would you rather it escalate and that he cheats on Sharon
Yeah.
and that something horrible happens? No,
Yeah.
Like-
At the end of the day, you chose wisely. So.
yeah, but it's funny how for such a comedy show that it touches into people's like real things. I think they really know how like to be real and like to like open up without being like gushy and like well, here's
Yeah,
what
I know, they're not afraid
think
to say it like it is.
yeah, I think
you
it's
know.
there like they have a little like a level of cynicism to the world that
Yeah.
is quite like cultural.
Is there any other sitcoms? I'm just trying to think as well. I know we were talking about a lot of like really famous British sitcoms, but is there anything you can compare to that's happened previously?
I mean,
They're all kind of, I don't know, like there's so many office-based British sitcoms, that kind of thing, like the UK Office. And
well, Sharon Horgan before did Pulling.
Oh, that's true.
So
yeah,
that I felt, but when I watched that, I probably identified with too many things, and then you're like, oh Jesus,
Yeah.
you're like, oh no, don't do it.
I guess there is so many, but they're all really trashy. Like those ones, I don't know. There's so many of like the couple living together and that kind of thing, but none of them really have like. Again, they're always that sort of. You know, there would be no, as you said, like there'd be no flirting in the office. Like the dad would always do the right thing, and you know all kind of stuff. Whereas, like there's plenty of those sitcoms, but I do think it's probably is. I mean, like. I don't know. I know there's a new series they were saying of Peep Show coming back, and there's loads of amazing sitcoms like all the way down the years in Britain. But this, I think, is probably one of the best ones now in a long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
Like I tweeted during the week after the first episode that I was like so glad it's back, and that it's definitely like the best half-hour comedy in television at the moment. And when I say that, I'm comparing it to like Girls and Veep and Modern Family and all the things.
It is. It's up there with them.
I think it's phenomenally good because it's just, it knows who it's speaking to. It's not afraid to go to darker, more real places, but it knows how to treat it with like respect, but also make jokes about it that are about your perspective on it, not the thing. Like they're very clever in what they do. I have such like high hopes. That's those things that I've now like. I feel like, oh, I really want both of them to do really well. So I just really want more episodes. Again, Rob and Sharon should go off and do whatever they want to do.
I wonder, was it were you with the thing with Amy Schumer, the Judd Apatow and Amy Schumer, and you're the guy in the audience was like, you need to work with Sharon Horgan.
Panty was like, you need to work with Sharon Horgan.
Oh, Panty, yes.
Yeah, Panty.
But then, there's someone else that was talking about oh God, some other like famous American comedian was here recently, and she was talking about how amazing Sharon Horgan was. If I could think of it now, my point would be valid.
Yeah, no, I do know. That's very familiar to me. I just can't think of the person who was it.
Was it someone on the Late Late Show or something that was saying... I'm not going to worry about it, Dave.
Yeah, forget about it.
But an Amy Schumer Sharon Horgan combination would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah, although I don't know, they're kind of like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah,
in some ways, you know?
Maybe like it's two different perspectives of the same thing. Maybe they wouldn't get on.
Yeah.
Like I think, like maybe Sharon. Not that Sharon's old, but like when Sharon was doing Pulling, Amy Schumer now and Sharon from Pulling era would have gotten on.
Yeah.
But I think.
Sharon's kind of moved past that now.
Yeah.
We say it like we know them.
I know.
I think our Sharon would just get this.
Our Sharon.
Yeah. So in summary, we're mad about Catastrophe.
And can't wait, even though there's only be 4 more episodes.
Only 4 more episodes, yeah.
That's mean.
Yeah.
What
I do like about it is, you know, it's one of those shows you can recommend to people and they're like, you know, you're really like, you'll have it done in one hangover day will get you through a season, the first season of Catastrophe.
Yeah, but I almost feel like don't waste it on that because you won't enjoy it as much. Have a week where you watch one a night.
Yeah.
And just enjoy it so much. But like it's the first thing, or it's not the first thing, but it's one of the few things that has brought me back to like sitting down and watching TV at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday night. Like I rarely do it. Like I did it for Bake Off this year. And like I remember like I even much as I watched Big Brother this year, I dipped in and out because you can. But like this is that I'm like, I forgot that it was back last week. And then I was like, oh my God, I forgot to... I like made my way to a television. And then like this week I was like going to someone's gaff and I was like, oh my God, it's 1:15, we have to go. So
I know what you mean. Yeah, I was actually with a friend and we went to some guy speaking about a book or whatever. The guy that wrote the game was actually a pretty big deal. But anyway, we were there anyway. We kind of had a drink afterwards. But the whole time I was like, I have to be home by 10. It's just like, it's so bad to like leave your friends for TV. But I'm like, no, it's Catastrophe. You have to leave for Catastrophe.
Yeah. You don't have to miss all the jokes.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think they will probably go on to really good things, and hopefully this doesn't. I can't see it's going to fall by the wayside anytime soon.
No. Again, hopes for season 3. I mean, the first season was only in January.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Oh God! Actually, I did read that, and Channel 4 put the second season. They were so excited about it as well. They pushed the second season forward.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll have to see how it ends. I don't know if they've got. Excuse me. More stories to tell, but I'm sure they do. I would want them to.
Yeah, definitely.
Please don't leave us, Sharon and Rob.
Maybe it'll become like this sort of cultural institution in the UK and we'll all be quoting it for years to come and it's just too early for us now to know.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, will
Too much, will I pare it back?
No, I think it could be a father-child thing.
Yeah,
like, some of
yeah.
the things they say to each other are fantastic. I wish I'd written some of them down. Like, just...
But I feel like everyone's talking, like, people are talking about it, but I don't know if it's that kind of, like, everyone, it feels like not everyone is watching it, but a lot of people are talking about it, you know, that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it is one of those ones that will sort of, like, I think if they just put it on, it's on Amazon Prime, I know, but they just put it on Netflix as well.
If they put it on Netflix, my God,
Yeah.
I think it would take off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know what you think of Catastrophe if you're watching.
Yeah.
What are our best Catastrophe quotes?
Yeah, exactly. Or if there's anything that you think that we should be talking about that we haven't been talking about that's been on TV,
Yeah, exactly.
let us know. Anything that you want us to talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about whatever.
We're going to talk about whatever. If you're a fan of Strictly, we'll talk about it. X Factor, we'll talk about it. In fact, we already did. You can also like and subscribe.
Yes.
Or the buttons below or on whatever feed or the thing you're listening to, your device, your iDevice. You can do it. And there's also 2 other podcasts from entertainment.ie. This is The Manual with Mike Sheridan and The Insider with Brian Lloyd that you
God,
can
we
listen
didn't
to.
even plan all these plugs.
I know.
I learned them off in your head.
This is what I do. You know, brand.
Brand. Well, yeah, listen, thanks for listening and thanks for chatting, Dave.
Thanks for being here, Fiona.
Oh, sure.